Okay guys, if you haven't figured it out yet, today we're going to be talking about the SpeedBox. Now the SpeedBox is a modification for your e-bike, and not everybody is going to agree with this. All right, I get it, I understand that. So just before we get into this video, I just want to talk about that a little bit. So I had somebody comment on the website, on my YouTube channel, and basically it was along the lines of, you know, you're always modifying your stuff, right? The factory spends a ton of time and money doing R&D and all kinds of development and engineering to get their products right. So you shouldn't mess with the product, right? I don't agree with that. You know, these guys are building products for the mass market, and sometimes, you know, you need to kind of tailor it and make it better for you. And I get it. The other argument with that is that, yeah, you're going to void your warranty, or you're going to, you know, have a hit in reliability, whatever the case may be. I understand that. The thing is, though, is that sometimes you could make things better, and you know, not everything for the masses is the right thing for you, right? So I like to modify stuff a lot. Sometimes it's a suspension setting, sometimes it's a motor setting. You know, I want more low end power, I want it to rev out longer, whatever. In this case, I don't want to hit that speed limiter on my mountain bike. I do a lot of modifications to a lot of my stuff, as I just talked about. This one definitely is controversial. A class 1 e-bike in the US has a limit of 20 miles an hour, right? That's the standard. In Europe, the 25-kilometer limit is 16 miles an hour. And I think, you know, it kind of varies all over the place, right? But, you know, I do hit that limit, and it does bother me. I do a ton of research before I buy something. This is one of those things I did a lot of research on. There's not a lot of these made. This one is produced and made and distributed from Europe. And there's another one too out there. I think it's also from Europe. In Australia, they have a company that will take care of it for you. You take it into one of their dealers, and they'll do whatever they do to the firmware to de-restrict it. So there's options, right? And I'm sure if you tinkered around with something long enough, you could figure it out. But I chose to go with this option just because it looked the best for me, right? And it looked like they had a good warranty. I mean, it's basically a lifetime warranty from what I understand. And they seem to have a good reputation. And what I would encourage you to do is, they have a video on their website called their factory tour, the SpeedBox Factory Tour. I would highly recommend you watch that video before you buy this product. All right. They also have really good instructional videos on every different bike type that they support on how to install this. So again, check out their website at SpeedBox, right? SpeedBox-tuning.com, and have a look at this before you buy it. Now you'll know it's in euro dollars. So when you order one of these, it doesn't just come, and you're in the US or some other country, it doesn't just show up at your doorstep. It took about 2 weeks from the time I ordered it, even though it was in stock. And really, you know, that was all about going through customs and all that other stuff, right? So again, just keep that in mind. The product is made in Europe, and you know, if you're in Europe, great, you'll probably get it really quick. This particular one that I have, this is the Bluetooth version, and they have one that's not Bluetooth. It's all controlled from your controls on the bike. This one's the Bluetooth version. They have a really, really good app. I was really impressed with the app. In fact, you can download the app and demo it on your phone and get a feel for it. And I did that, and it was really impressive. There's basically a little database of all the ride data that it keeps on your phone. It's really cool. But the other thing is, you can turn this on, de-restrict your bike, and ride it that way. Or you can turn it off and just ride it in its normal mode and have the normal restrictions in place, and it's all good, right? It is tucked away in the motor housing area, so you don't even know it's there. So, you know, yeah, again, be careful about how you use this, and you know, we don't want to break laws or anything like that. That's important. So why do I want to de-restrict my e-bike? You know, that's the other question. Well, you know, I hit that limit a fair amount, and when you hit that limit on a 50-pound e-bike, 24 kilogram e-bike, whatever the number is, it's like throwing a boat anchor out, right? And all of a sudden you're grinding down and, you know, just putting a ton of energy in trying to move this big heavy bike. I don't like hitting that limit. So I'm hoping that this, you know, this will hopefully solve that problem. I've heard people that put these in get roughly an 8-mile-an-hour increase, right? So instead of 20 miles an hour, I've heard that you're going to get assist all the way up to 28 miles an hour, possibly 30 miles an hour. And that's a big increase, right? You'd be surprised. To me, that would be perfect, right? Now, when you hit that restriction, I also think, I'm hoping that the power eases off rather than just stops. And really what that restriction isn't so much from this chip, right? The restriction now is in the cadence and the gearing of your bike, right? So at some point, you're gonna hit the limits of your gearing and the cadence, and the computer's gonna, you know, ramp down, right? So, you know, you could change the gearing on your bike if you wanted to go faster, but you know, 28, 30 miles an hour of assist is awesome, right? And I've seen these tested in Europe, guys just on the road hitting it and getting 40 kilometers, you know, hitting 40, 42 kilometers an hour. So, you know, I'm hopeful. So we're gonna see, and we're gonna have other videos where I'm actually gonna test this, and might even race a couple guys, if they're up for it, on non-de-restricted bikes and just see if it makes a difference. So a friend of mine recently bought an e-bike, and when it was delivered to him, it was set at the European standard here in the US. So at 16 miles an hour it cut off, and that guy immediately felt it, was super unhappy about it, and took it straight into the dealer and had him fix it, right? It was just set up, the bike was made in Europe and was set up with the European standard and had the 16 mile an hour or 25K limit. And so he took it in and had that fixed. Way better, and that's between 16 miles an hour and 20 miles an hour. That's a huge difference, right? And so just kind of re-emphasizing that. And every one of the guys I ride with that ride e-bikes, they always complain about hitting that limit. Every single one of them, right? So I'm going to be one of the only guys with this thing in my bike. I'm going to, you know, see how it goes. I'm going to let them know how it goes, and who knows, you know, this might just be the trick. But again, it is a modification, might void my warranty, it might create more wear and tear on my drivetrain. I don't know. That's a risk I'm going to take, and maybe it will, maybe it won't, right? I'll see over time, and I'll let you guys know. But that's the reason I went with this product. One of the things to keep in mind is you'll notice that this is the 3.1B tuning, right? So this is the B means Bluetooth. This is the Bluetooth tunable. So they have an app, you can download it. Again, look at their website, and you can download that app, and it's a really good app that allows you to go in on your phone with the Bluetooth app and tune this box pretty much any way you want, right? And they have good demos on their website, so have a look at that. But this is the Bluetooth version. So let's have a look inside. First time I've ever opened it. And okay, right away we know we've got the right product. All right, that's how it comes packaged. All right, looks really good to me. Let's have a look here. Yeah, that looks right. So this is says right on there, the 3.1B tuning for the Yamaha, which is what I'm going to put it in this particular instance. All the connectors look good. They're color coded, so the white ones go in the bike, and the black ones pick up the leads from the other side, right? So it basically gets in the middle of the leads, which again, just look at the install videos to see that. Once this is installed in the bike, you're not going to see it again, right? So that's why I wanted to kind of show you guys what's in the box and just show you what this thing looks like, right? And again, they're all a little bit different depending on your bike and your application, but generally speaking, I went with the Bluetooth version. You have a little Bluetooth symbol straight on there, so that's good. Packaging's great. Looks like we got a couple of manuals in here. All right, and here's even, yeah, there's some detailed instructions in here. That's just glued in the bottom of the box that shows you how to hook it up for your application. So that's kind of cool, right? And that, again, I can't get that out of there. That's just glued in the bottom of the box. And then here's the other detailed manuals and documents that go with it. Let me open these up. Okay, that one's just some disclaimers and well, basically installation instructions in all the different languages. And let's see, basically the same thing, you know, a little bit more information on it. So again, real simple instructions, that's it. All right, on how to do it, and that's the product.